Sydney Kamlager-Dove is the Democrat now representing California's 37th congressional district and one of nearly 80 new faces in the House for the 118th Congress. A former staffer for Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, she talked to C-SPAN about political advice from her former boss, her relationship with her divorced parents, and how she first got into politics.
Well, I really got my first taste of politics working with my grandmother to help elect Harold Washington as the first black mayor of Chicago. I spent time with my mother on picket lines, learning the history of this country and other world histories as well. And I found my way into politics actually quite, it was a windy road. I came out to Los Angeles to go to college. I stayed there, and then I ended up working on some campaigns and ultimately working with my boss to get her elected into the state legislature, and followed in her footsteps, and now here I am.
On the state level, when and where did you serve?
I served at the local level with the Los Angeles Community College Board, and then after that I ran for the state assembly in 2018, and then in 2021 I ran for the state senate. Both of those happened to be special elections, so I guess I'm a runner. And with Mayor Karen Bass stepping down to actually become the mayor of Los Angeles, I ran for this seat this election cycle.
Any advice she gave you?
She said, have fun. She said, take a breath. She said, build relationships. And she said, follow your heart and your passion. If there are things that you care about, things about this country that you love and want to protect, if there are communities that you think need to be elevated, lean into all of those experiences and those stories and those successes to help people remember why this country is so great and why it's so important that we fight for it.
Have your mom and dad been along for this journey?
Yeah, so my dad lives in LA, so he gives me tips. He calls me on the phone from time to time and tells me to read an article, or he gives me tips. My mother sends me these emails on a weekly basis. They're testimonials from her friends that are so excited that I ran for office. And then of course they were here to watch me get sworn in, and they were also, seeing the sausage not get made for about a week. But they've been so excited, and my mom actually wrote me an email not long ago saying that my dad was showing pictures of the apartment where I was born, just talking to strangers in the Capitol. So that really warmed my heart.
Proud moment for them when you were sworn in then?
I think so. They have been divorced for a long time, so now they're friends. And it was great just to hear them hang out together and cry with one another and giggle over the success of their only child. So it made them proud, and it also really humbled me.
How was your childhood? What was it? Where'd you grow up? What was it like?
Well, I'm originally from Chicago. I was born in Lincoln Park and was raised in Bronzeville and Hyde Park and the South Side. Product of an interracial marriage. My folks were denied housing because they were an interracial couple, and they had to fight the city to allow them to be in this apartment. I was raised on picket lines. My mother is an actress, so I was also raised in the back stages of theaters across this country. My dad was a social worker, so I would spend time learning about their work and their fights for social justice. I'm a product of the arts, so I believe that artists are some of the most important people in our country. The arts help us heal, understand each other, they elevate our spirits, and so it's so important that I think we invest in art and in artists in our communities. And that really has sort of guided me on my own journey, because while politics is about making sure that there's access to freedom and democracy, it's also about celebrating the diversity in the history of this country, and what better way to do that than to elevate the arts.
Would that explain why you're a Democrat?
Well, I'm a Democrat because I believe in freedom, and I believe in a woman's right to choose, and I believe that everyone has the right to vote and that the vote should be counted. And I certainly believe in diversity and this amazing diverse tapestry that makes up our country. So I would hope that everyone else would really espouse those same values, and if we all thought that way, we would probably have more bipartisan participation in this thing we call government.
Do you have a political mentor?
So many. I never met her, but Shirley Chisholm, Unbought and Unbossed, and Barbara Jordan paving the way for so many. I have a ceremonial swearing in that will be happening using the Bible of Rosa Parks. So she certainly is an icon. My grandmother for helping me understand the importance of local politics. Karen Bass, LA Supervisor Holly J. Mitchell. There are so many women that I look to for inspiration and also for critique, because that's how we get better.